Alright, what's good everyone? I don't know why my webcam isn't working, but we're just going to be going over a little kind of pre-PA breakdown, and I will be checking just how price ends up playing out after the day closes, just for my own personal growth. But yeah, so let's just see what we got. So we're coming back down, distributing lower after what is it? Just turmoil. We didn't really hit this low right there, but we rebalance into daily gap right there where we distribute downwards. Um, and yeah, we do hit this swing low right there where we do start to reverse from earlier in June. We hit that low, and then now we start to reverse, which gets our order block to get respected every single time, from our manipulation to our distribution wick, to the point where we are rebalancing properly into that general range and still continuing upwards. But over here right now, we do have coming in the market open. I do see more room for upside unless we do continue to free fall down, to where if that's the case, we can target this draw right here, or kind of these internal lows, which would be about a couple hundred points away. Or as of right now, so we have an internal manipulation right here. We have an internal manipulation right here as well, to the point where now we're just distributing upwards. And we know this is proper manipulation simply because of how the reaction of the candles are coming upon itself after we hit that swing low right there. So now we're distributing upwards during PM, and yeah, so distributed upwards towards PM, and now we just tapped into this swing high right there, to the point where now we're just in an accumulation range. So what I'm expecting today on Tuesday is it's medium to high probable day, but I do expect us to accumulate a little more in this general range right there, for us to either, manipulate up or manipulate down, and then trying to get like a nice little reversal on top of that, or something like this, to where we are manipulating the highs right there again, but we just end up going downfall to filling in some of these fair value gaps or some areas of liquidity down in that general range from the expansion above. So with that all being said, that's kind of my bias that I have today. We have about 10 minutes until market opens. But so I'm just expecting accumulation in this range with some internal manipulation, depending on if we are truly bullish or bearish. I am leaning a little bullish, to the point where we can target all these areas of liquidity right there from our free fall on Thursday. And yeah, so but we just really have to see what really is going on here, because we finally hit that high, and then now we are literally just accumulating, but we are in a nice bullish range pattern, in terms of, all right, we can probably manipulate lower and then go higher. That's kind of what I think could happen, but anything could really happen. I do think there's going to be a level of we are now at the point of a level of manipulation, whether it would be at the top or whether it would be at the bottom, for us to continue a move either up or down. So that would probably tell us what's been going on in the higher time frame going into the 5 minute. Yeah, so just straight accumulation after we hit these highs right there. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I really have. It should be a pretty simple day if it all goes well. Now, also, one thing I do like to see is the fact that we are, in looking at the general range of where we are at, um, longs could honestly play out simply just because of the huge expansion move to the upside. We could get a nice rebalance into that range, but looking just at pre-market, or this general range from swing high to swing low, um, we get consequent encroachment tapped, and then we're going back up to the point where we could manipulate these swing highs right there, and just kind of rebalance downward into the range during New York, for then a more expansion move to the upside. All right, we're about to get to market open. It's about 15 seconds. It looks like we are manipulating these highs up there if we do want to see a nice little downfall. Or we could see a PXH rebalance right over there to these wicks. Doesn't look like these breaker blocks will actually do what they breaker blocks will be. It could be a nice little rebalance, just literally like that, as I said. But yeah, for continual upside, we had our nice internal manip right there. But let's just see what price wants to show us. Gosh, I don't like this. Yeah. All right. It looks like we are rejecting this wick high. Did we hit anything on this? Yes, we actually did. We're manipulating these internal swing highs right there, as well as that one. Yeah. Those swing highs. So we're manipulating a swing high, and now we have a nice little downfall. This could be solid. I do want to see nice rebalance for more shorts. And then TP is at the end of the range. I do want to see CE get respected. All right. I'm in shorts right there. I mean, it's kind of obvious now. I want to take away this buy limit. I'm going to be break even. Let's see if we can get more continual downside. Or it looks like we just tapped into that. I'm going to actually be out. That's nice. And I do think it's going to keep going even more. But that's a nice solid start of the day. Yeah, up 900 on those trades. 300 per account. I'll take it. I'll honestly take this. So I'm going to wait till we see another entry in terms of shorts, and then go from there. Yeah, so it looks like now we are just rebalancing in that general range. Let's see if we can manipulate internally for some more upside. Alright, let's see if we get a nice Sibby disrespect from this right there to the point where we could take longs, because now we do have our nice internal manipulation right there, and does look like we're just rebalancing over there. So we could accumulate a little more if we are bullish, or we could even go down more if we do disrespect this swing low, which it looks like we are. But we do have another internal manipulation on top of that. I do want to. The only valid entry for longs right here would be only if we disrespect the sell side imbalance to the point where we could target 50% of this range. So TP wouldn't be too high, honestly. We could target the second sell side imbalance above the Sibby, but I do think that we could hit TPs over there. But this is not. There's not a lot of signals that we could use, and those look like we could hit these lows. And we just manipulated this low actually, so this low might have been kind of bullshit from the accumulation. Manipulating this distribution swing low right there. Let's see if we do displace past this, we could get shorts over to that level right there. So it looks like this could be an order block, which is actually what I like. I do like this. So we get a rebalance and then this order block, and then displace higher. We could target about 50% of that range. But let's just see how. There's no nice displacement though. There's no nice displacement from the wick leg, but if we do displace higher, I could take longs. There you go. I'm liking longs right there only because we are getting our nice displacement from that range to the point where we could target this gap right there. And I only say that because that's like the most probable target in that range. Or we could have honestly done 50% of the range, which obviously got met, which would have been a nice 1-to-1. Holy ping-pong. What a ping-pong day. Trade copia, what's it? Yeah, 1700 on the day. I'm gonna I like that. I like the 50% range right there, and then as well as the nice shorts that we got past this Sibi disrespect all the way down there. So we got a nice little ping pong play there. I'm honestly gonna be done trading. We got our 2 W's for the day, and it kind of seemed to work out in our favor in terms of our signatures. This could be our nice rebalance to the upside, and yeah. But this internal high would have been a nice take profit. Either what was it? God, why can't I move this? Either right there above those swing highs would have been nice, or above 50% of the range. But that swing high was a little above that 50% of the range, or we could have targeted this sell side gap that we got prior and targeted consequent encroachment of that, because that tends to get hit most times if we were truly bearish. But we just blasted it, and now looks like we're going to be rebalancing in that general range. If we do get a displacement above, then I would like to see more longs. Absolutely ping pong though, holy. And it looks like we are rebalancing very nicely. So yeah, we have this nice little order block. Let me take away this range. It's getting too complicated for me. Yeah. So I would like to see longs here to the top of that range again. And that would probably be the last trade that I take. Unless this becomes a break even. I'm not liking how we are wicking now. Yeah. I will just hop out. I'm going to take my W here because I do want to go lift. But yeah, that's a nice little trade that we got. I do honestly am confident that we could hit these internal highs up there, but I kind of just got out just for my sole discretion. But overall, holy W. I will take the 800 across 3 accounts. But yeah. But besides that, thank y'all for tuning in.